Where's the beef? That advertising pitch from the 1980s is suddenly exactly the right question, as you're about to discover, thanks to Allison Aubrey of NPR.
At the Oakland A's Coliseum, there's a new twist on a summer classic.
Next in line,
And Julia Green is about to get her first taste.
I have mixed feelings about this plant burger, but all right, here it goes.
This is the Impossible Burger.
It doesn't taste like plants.
So it tastes like the real thing?
It does, I'm spooked.
It looks, cooks, even bleeds like the real thing. Michelin star restaurants are serving it up, and so is Burger King. The guy behind it is a scientist. Pat Brown is a former professor at Stanford. You know, I've been talking to people about you, some of your fellow scientists.
Uh-oh.
The first words that came out were brilliant, the real deal. Brown helped revolutionize the way genes are studied, but during a sabbatical, he decided to shake things up even more, to pick what he thought was the most important problem in the world that he could help solve.
Once I started looking into it very quickly, I realized that the problem was the destructive environmental impact of our use of animals as food technology.
Meat production is a leading cause of deforestation. More than a quarter of all the usable land on the globe is used to graze livestock. On top of this, about 1/3 of all cropland is used to grow food not for people, but for these animals. In fact, it takes about 7 pounds of feed to produce a single pound of beef. Now, Pat Brown knew people would never give up on the taste of meat, so he set out to recreate it. His eureka moment came when he and his team found the very thing that gives beef its beefy taste. It's an iron-containing molecule called heme. It is super abundant in animals, and turns out plants have it too. Brown's idea was to get heme from the roots of soybeans.
It looks just like blood. If you tasted it, it actually tastes just like blood.
Can I stick my finger in there?
Yeah, why not? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like when you skin your knee and
Yeah,
tastes like blood.
So the heme in blood is what gives raw meat its blade taste. But the thing that was more surprising in a way is that it's what causes the magic to happen when you cook meat.
This is really the secret sauce of the Impossible Burger. Along with a mix of vegetable proteins and fats, the heme is the catalyst that helps produce all the flavor and aroma of cooked beef.
We feed plants to cows, and cows turn those plants into meat. We are just getting rid of that middle cow.
Laura Kleiman is the senior flavor scientist at Impossible Foods. Voila. It's her job to make sure the burgers taste great. All right, now comes the fun part.
Now comes the fun part.
Ooh, I like that.
Nice
Bloody
juice,
middle.
yeah, juicy burger.
Very juicy. Let's see. Wow. I don't know that I'd be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, that's the goal.
The company is in the midst of a big scale-up. If all goes as planned, they'll be in Burger Kings nationwide by the end of the year, and eventually you'll be able to buy the Impossible Burger in grocery stores. But say you just really don't want to give up on real meat. Another company has a completely different approach. You ready for this? They want to grow meat in a laboratory.
I think in a handful of years, the majority of the meat made on this planet won't require killing a single animal.
Josh Tetrick is CEO of Just, a food company based in San Francisco.
You are trying to grow meat in big vats.
Well, at the root of it, we're trying to help people eat better. All we do is to say, you know what? You don't need billions of animals. You don't need all this land in the water. You need a couple cells from the best animals.
So you're basically saying that you don't need to slaughter the cow to get great tasting beef.
No, why would you have to?
Well, that's the way it's been done for thousands of years.
Well, for us, this is just a natural evolution and more efficiency.
Tetrick gave us a peek at his process. You see these cells? These are cells from a chicken. When they're fed with this mix of liquid nutrients and put in a tank like this one, they divide and grow, And 2 weeks later, according to Just,
So now I'm going to show you our cultured chicken.
voila.
So this is the chicken that grew in the cells right here in this lab.
Exactly. So this is ground chicken, but this is how it looks like.
So you're asking me to be your guinea pig.
I would love you to be my guinea pig.
All right, let's try it.
So what does it taste like?
Tastes like a chicken nugget.
Need some more.
What is the cost of one? Like $100?
Go up a little bit. I'd say
$1,000?
I'd say about $200.
All right, this is a $200 chicken nugget.
Well, there's not really a set price since the meat isn't even for sale yet. But eventually, the goal is to make it affordable.
When are you going to be selling the cell-based meat at the grocery store?
I think we'll have a small-scale commercialization before the end of the year.
Actually, it'll likely be years before cell-based meat is sold in the U.S. But back at Impossible Foods, Pat Brown insists the future is now.
So you're going to be able to move beyond the burger?
Oh, of course. We've already made steak prototypes.
Fish?
We're definitely going to do it. Fish for sure.
And he says every day they get a little better at it.
So do you think that you're going to be putting the conventional meat business out of business?
That's the whole purpose of Impossible Foods. The
You want
purpose of
them
Impossible
gone.
Foods is this industry and this technology is the greatest threat to the future of our planet, period.